So Agency MVP is a smart lead management system. And what we do is we rank and prioritize your prospects in order of who's most valuable and who's most likely to close each day. So here you can see I am on my reviewed quote page. These are households that I have already spoken to. I've completed a quote for them, and now I'm just trying to close them. So you'll see that Amy is at the top of my list, then Joy, then Ronald, etc. So based on the information that I have put in here into my MVP account, on this details page, MVP is ranking and prioritizing these households. So if you only get to call 10 people today, you know that it's going to be the best 10 people that you could have possibly called. We do have a Chrome extension that we have built for any of my farmers agents on the call. You can copy the household information from MVP and start a new lead, paste it into Apex. You can also copy the quote from Policy Center and paste it here into Agency MVP. Now, if you are independent or you're AAA, we also have integrations with AAA, PL Rating, Turbo Rater, and Easy Links, where you can send data from MVP to your rater so that you can quote it in there, and then you can send this quote comparison. You can send this via text message through text requests, using text requests, or you can send it via email. And we will timestamp when it was sent as well as when they last opened it and looked at it. So this is a really neat feature that agents love. We also have workflows. Now these are our series of text and email automations. We have API workflows. These are for internet leads that are coming into your agency MVP account. So if you're buying leads from MVP, if you're buying leads from Quote Wizard, EverQuote, Smart Financial, we're integrated with all the top lead vendors. Those leads can come directly into your MVP account, and then you can start texting and emailing them right away. We also have our custom workflows. These can be assigned to any household, and our X-State workflows are going to target auto, home, or commercial renewal dates. And these can go out up to 45 days before a renewal date for auto and home, and 45 days after, or 90 days before and 90 days after for commercial. And we have these templates, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have lots of templates available to you. They're fully customizable. So you can just use them. Again, you can customize them however you'd like. And they're free, already loaded into your account. The last quick thing I'll show you is this home page here. So this is where you can monitor all of your agency activity. You can monitor quote activity, sales activity, and call activity. It defaults to a rolling 7-day period, but you can customize this with whatever time range you want, really. And this is where you're going to see, who your staff is quoting, the lines of business they're quoting, just a really great overview of what's going on at your agency each day. And it'll help you just kind of stay on top of your staff and making sure like they're using MVP as it's intended, to make sure that you are getting the most out of your money and that you can use the reports in MVP properly. So I did last 30 days. Here I can see all the quotes that the staff member has completed. I can see, the line of business, how many calls they've made, where that lead came from. Are they sending the quote comparison? Are they putting in any claim dates? Are we pipelining them out to a future date? And then same with sales activity and call activity. Now I mentioned that you can text using MVP. So we do have texting available. If you go ahead and connect your MVP account through text requests, for example, you connect your text request account through MVP, you can manage all of your text messages in here. If you're texting leads, those messages will come into your MVP account. You can send outbound text messages as well. If you want to text multiple people at a time. I know I have a lot of agents that like to do this, have multiple chats open and just texting multiple people. So you can do all of that here as well. As the agency owner, you can also filter and view all the messages that are going on throughout the agency. So let me see who Cassie is texting. Let me see what Jennifer has on her page. So you can filter like that as well. All right, I think was there a question here? Agency activity. So Carlos, if you'll just send a message over to support, and through our live chat right here at the bottom right, if you see something that might look different than you expect for your agency activity, go ahead and send a chat over to our support team, and they will be able to help you and assist you with that. All right, so that's just a really general overview of Agency MVP. Again, for those of you who aren't familiar with MVP, we have different subscriptions as far as seats available. So our most common one is our 3 to 10 users. That is $249 a month. We also have an annual option that saves you 20%. If you just love it so much, you just can pay up front for the year, save 20% instead of paying it monthly. We also have a 2-user option for $149 a month, as well as a single user option for $99 a month. And if you guys have any questions, you can send me an email, ashley@agencymvp.com, or you can email sales@agencymvp.com, and we can do a one-on-one demo, go into a little bit more detail than I went in today. So that is all I have on my end, and I will go ahead and pass it over to you, Madeline, so you can show everyone how text request works.
Amazing. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to run through text requests, but one thing I did want to mention before I dive too far in to text request is that with the sharing an integration, if you will, Agency MVP did list a web page where if you guys need any assistance, of course, you can reach out to them through support to walk you through step by step. But they did a phenomenal job creating a web page that kind of just shows you exactly how simple it is to switch out that API to connect all of those integrations with our system. So text request, we are a cloud-based system. We actually specialize in text enabling your main business number, whether that is a landline, a VoIP, or a toll-free number. With our system, if you don't want to use a number that you already have or don't have one, we can also set you up with a text-only line in the area code that works best for you. Now, we don't limit you on how many users or devices you can have. So your package sizes will differentiate depending on how much usage you guys will have, which Ashley should have the information for you if you don't have it internally on your own account on how much usage you guys have been using in the past. So within text requests, there's 4 different ways that you and your team can log in addition to using it within Agency MVP. I'm going to go ahead and log in through our web browser here, but you can also log in through a Google Chrome extension. We have a mobile app that you can manage your communications through, and also a desktop app. Now, like I said, we have unlimited users and devices. So if you wanted to put it on your phone, a tablet, computer, whether it's at home or at work, feel free to do so. When you and your team log in, you'll be immediately placed in your dashboard. So all the communications you guys are sending and receiving in Agency MVP will also log within here. So you can reflect back onto these at any time. If you ever needed to, say for instance, you wanted to separate agents, agencies, locations, or more, we do allow you to have multiple numbers set up under your account. Then within your agency MVP, if you need to differentiate those or if you have multiple agency MVP accounts, each one of those numbers would be tied to their own API access that you can select which one will go with which account. So there's some customizations that you guys can take if you're going to use our user interface as opposed to agency MVP. You can use them coinciding, or if you just wanted to come in and take advantage of some of the features that we have, you're more than welcome to. One of the main features that you guys can add on at any time is our Google reviews. So one way that works is we have what's called templates set up. Similar to kind of like a workflow, but this just allows you guys to create templates within text request to manually send out as needed. Usually when you're asking for those reviews, you can either have it set up in a workflow in agency MVP so that you're asking for those every 30, 60, 90 days or after every renewal. You can also ask if there is a good conversation that you have with a current client or a past client. So if you wanted to go ahead and send those out manually, you're more than welcome to create a template to have them easily accessible to send out. I have one set up right here. It just says, "How was your service today? We'd appreciate your feedback." Click the link to, of course, say that online. Now, when someone clicks this, it actually will lead them to a landing page that you can see here. This is fully customizable, so you can change the verbiage, the coloring, the photo prompt. But essentially, the reason why we do a landing page is with Google as well as Facebook, you're not able to edit and delete those. It is added to your account, and you aren't able to do anything outside of responding to it. So the reason why we do this is if they had a good experience, we want them to leave a good Google or Facebook review. But if they have a negative experience, we actually prompt them to leave private feedback, which is going to in turn funnel back into your text request account under your reviews tab, as opposed to being posted on Google or Facebook to try and help alleviate any of those pain points as opposed to being posted. Now, if they do end up having a great experience, because why wouldn't they? Of course, Facebook and Google can be connected here. If they select it, it prompts them to immediately leave that feedback on Google. Now, going back into your text request account, you can see and manage all of your communications, whether it was actually prompted by you to leave a Google, Facebook, or private feedback. If you do have an organic Google or Facebook post, it will also funnel in here, which will allow you guys to respond to it. Now, if it is a private feedback, of course, it's not going to get posted to Google or Facebook. That is something that you would need to text with the client, or if you feel more comfortable just jumping on a phone call, that usually makes it a little bit more personal and you can air those grievances that way. Another great thing about our system is you'll be able to see some analytics here as well. So you can see your performance and then also your conversion rates overall. So click through conversion and average time it took them to convert. Now, we do have an automation that's set up where if you do send out a Google review, if it is not responded to and left a private feedback or a review within a certain time frame that you guys get to preset, that will automatically trigger a text to go out as well. So if I click here in my manage campaigns, I can actually click in and have a reminder message set up. You can either do a default one that just asks for it again, or you can customize that reminder that allows you to personalize it to obviously ask for it in a different way. I have mine set up for 2 days, of course, but you can change it to 24 hours later, or if you wanted to up it a little bit more, whatever makes you most comfortable. Another great thing about our system, in addition to, of course, agency MVP, setting up those workflows, and just one-on-one communications, you can come in and do group campaigns within our system. Creating a new group is really simple to do. You can either go into your contacts and build out group lists. You can add individual names and numbers until you're satisfied. You can also create groups through keywords, which I'll get into here shortly. Now, within our group messaging, it does go out in a BCC format, so no one else knows they're in a group. If they respond to that group message, it's only coming back to you and your team. You'll be able to respond to it within text request or agency MVP alike. Couple other settings I like to highlight. Going into those keywords, one of my favorite ones to set up for a lot of my insurance agents is quote. So if you text with your clients or just want to market and promote, text the word quote to my main number and we can start generating that for you. This will prompt some information. You can see in mine right here, I ask for area, address, square footage, frequency, and then level of cleaning. This is obviously set up for more of a cleaning service as opposed to an insurance agency, but you can see how it would apply for you guys as well. So it helps prompt them to leave some information. You can also include a web link if you'd rather leave that, or even a PDF or a photo of information that you're needing as well. The great thing about our keywords, going back into those group messaging, is if anyone does opt into those keywords, they would be automatically placed into a group that you can then retarget moving forward. We allow unlimited users, like I mentioned at the very beginning. We have three different permission levels. We have customer service reps. They can only send and receive messages. Managers can do a few other things like updating your contacts and managing your settings. And then administrators have access to everything. Now, in your account tab, you'll be able to see and monitor how many text messages you've sent and received. The way that our model is set up is it's basically set for month-to-month service. And then if you ever need to adjust your plan at any time, that means upgrade, downgrade, pause, or even cancel, you can do so right within your account. Now, we do pride ourselves on our customer service. So, in addition to agency MVP having a phenomenal customer support and chat, we also have the same. This little question mark allows you to text with us at any time. These messages don't go against your usage. You can also schedule trainings if you want to learn more about different features and functions that are within text request outside of the agency MVP integration. And then we also have a help center that has a lot of general information as well. Now, I just gave a very, very brief overview of text request. And before I jump into our pricing model and how that works, does anyone have any questions? I know none came through as I was talking, but I did want to open up the floor to see if anyone did have anything that popped up.
Could you touch on for our customers the process of getting through that TCR approval and how you guys help with that?
Of course. So the way that our 10DLC process works is once you've created an account with Text Request, we will actually send you information on how to start the 10DLC by yourself if you'd prefer to do that. Or if you want to work with one of our team members, I can help you, or someone on our customer success team can help you fill out the questionnaire. There's two portions. If you guys have already done it, you're probably very familiar with it. The first is registering your company. So you'll need to make sure that you have your EIN. If you don't have one, which tends to happen for a lot of our insurance agents, that's okay. We can walk you through that process, and we won't submit it until obviously the EIN is completely registered. Now, there's a couple other steps that we can take, of course, if you guys need any other assistance in that, but we will need to get an EIN if you don't already have one. It will not change your filing status whatsoever, and there's no additional costs for it. It just allows you to be registered for your 10DLC. Now, with that being said, your EIN does need to match your legal company name and the DBA name for your submission. Once you have submitted the company portion, it usually takes about 1 to 2 hours to get approval on the company portion. If it does get rejected, immediately let someone on our team know. You can call, text, or email us with that, and then we'll be able to help assist getting it resubmitted. Once you are approved, we'll move on to the second portion, which is just the use case. Within the use case, you'll just give sample text messages of what you plan to send, and that's the longest portion typically for the approval process. That takes usually anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to hear back on the approval, but once you're fully approved, you can start sending and receiving messages as business as normal. In addition to not only helping you with this process initially, we will also help maintain it. So we have a full customer support department and relationship built with the carriers and the 10DLC department hired by the carriers, so that if you ever do get marked as spam or you see deliverability issues, reach out to us immediately, again, via phone, email, or text, and we'll look into the issue, see if we need to open a ticket with the carriers on your behalf or why those messages are going undelivered. So let us know every step of the way if you have any questions or if there's any issues with your account, and we'll do the research and open tickets on your behalf to resolve the issues.
Love that. I love how you guys help through the whole process, because I know that it's not easy, especially if it's not something you're used to. So I love that you guys can help our customers get that all taken care of so quickly.
Yeah, so you would love if you want to sign up for a text account only, that's actually what we provide. So what that means is you'll be able to only text through text request. We can either text enable the main line that you have, or we can set you up with a text only number. Or if you prefer the number that you've already had through MVP, we can get that ported over to us. Very simple and easy to do. So first step is to just sign up with an account, and then we will assign you a number. Either move your number that you currently have with agency MVP, or if you just want to set up your main business number, whatever works best for you guys. Um, you'll be able to then go into your account under integrations because we're including the API for free for you, and you'll just copy the API key and then plug it into your agency MVP account, and then it's business as normal. Great questions.
Yes, and that's a great point that you made as well. For those of you, if you go ahead and get started with text requests, they are waiving that API fee for a certain amount of time so that you don't have that additional fee on your account. Because you do need that API integration to connect with agency MVP.
Yes. So going into our pricing, all of our pricing is publicly listed. We want to be as transparent as possible. So within our system, you'll be able to fluctuate as needed. So we're a month-to-month service. We don't do any long-term contracts. I already showed you guys exactly where you can make those changes if and when needed. If you ever have any questions on if you need to make any changes, of course, you can call, text, or email us. In the plans, all of the plans that we have for most of our insurance agents, unless you guys are a larger account, it's going to fall between our basic and corporate. Now, if you guys are going to need 20,000 messages or more, that includes the API access for free, but anything under that, it is an add-on if you guys don't take advantage of the promotion that we have until the 31st of this month. Um, so within the plans, there are a few feature differences if you're going to use our interface as well. So basic keeps you well within that obviously $100 mark if you guys are wanting some cost savings. That includes 1,000 text messages, a dashboard on our plans, that actually means phone line. So the number that you guys are going to be texting from, whether it's your main number, the number that we're going to be porting over that you guys had set up through agency MVP, or if you wanted to just set up another text only line with us, whatever your preference is. Each plan includes a certain amount. And the main difference as to why some of our agents would want more than one number is if you are operating in different areas, if you have multiple agents, or you just have multiple locations for your agency. If you go over the amount that's included in your plan, it is going to be an additional cost. Usually, it's going to be more cost efficient to just pay for a few of those overages, which will be reflected on your following bill and invoiced to you the next month. But with that being said, you'll be able to see and monitor that again within your account. So, for instance, if you are on the basic plan, it's 5.5 cents per text. If you go over, say, by 100, it's less than $10. So I wouldn't recommend moving up until it makes sense to do so, but you can always monitor that. Typically, a rule of thumb for all of our clients is unless you're at least doubling, if not more, it doesn't make sense to move up to the next plan. But there are a few features that I do like to highlight. That keyword where they can opt in to start the quote process, that's included in the starter level and above. If you ever needed to, you can add on most of these features to the basic plan. So if you scroll down here, you'll be able to see that add-on here if you needed it. So if you wanted to try it on the basic plan, it's just $15. In addition to our plans being month to month, those features are also month to month. Now, the Google Review Management feature, it is a $100 add-on. So if you ever wanted to add that on, you can try it now or later. You can try it for 30, 60, 90 days. If you love it, fantastic. If not, no worries. In addition to our plans being month to month, I do like to preface that the basic and the starter both also come with a 30-day money back guarantee. So you guys can try it out, see if you love it. If you guys are already using texting through MVP, I'm assuming that you will love it and then love it even more because we now have a user interface for you to come in and do more features with. So I will say startup process, if you guys are ready to go ahead and get started, you'll just come to our pricing page, which is just textrequest.com. You can either click on pricing or click on sign up. Both are going to direct you right to this page, and then you'll select whatever plan you think would work best for you. From there, it's a three-step process to join. And then once you've joined, you can reach out to our team to go ahead and start the 10 DLC process. We will send you an email to get that process started if you wanted to do it individually, or if you want to reach out to us, you can call or text our main line, which is going to be right here, the 423-218-0111.